Hi everyone, and welcome to the latest episode of Just Good Games. Recently I have been playing the amazing LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, and you know what, I thought I would put the games episodes which are based on the films into a tier list. Now I will be basing this purely on how well the movie translates to the game, and not based on how much I like each film. That will not enter the equation, as that is a whole can of worms which I do not want to open. So if you've never done a tier list before, you can see there's grades at the side going from D, C, B, A and S. Obviously D is the worst, S is the best. And I'm just going to put these episodes in there. But before we do that, I would like you to do one thing, and that is go down there and hit that subscribe button, please. So let's crack on, and there's obviously spoilers for the game and film in this, so you have been warned. Right, and this is also going to be purely in order as well. I'm actually going to rank them as we go up. So we're going to start here with episode 1, The Phantom Menace. What a great place to start. And I have heard that the prequels were made during a crunch period of time, as this game has been delayed quite a bit. And episode 1, I think, is one of those episodes which has really suffered for this. It is a lot of just go here, speak to that person. There's a bit of action in it. And the only thing which really saves this episode is the Darth Maul fight and the pod racing, a bit like the film really. And there's just a lot of boring bits, and I think that is obviously, as I said, I'm not going to go into what I prefer about the films and that in it, but it says a lot about the film. It's like that there's a lot of talking in the film, but it doesn't translate too well to an action sort of game and the new open world formula. I actually preferred this episode way back in the original LEGO Star Wars game. There just seemed to be a lot more to do, and actually episode 1 goes in the D tier, because I think it is the worst episode of the game. Next up we have episode 2, which represents a bit of a step up, but once again I feel like there are parts missing to this one. Like, there should be so much more of that battle at the end, and this starts well with the bounty hunter chase, and then it descends into more of episode 1 territory of just going to this place, talking to this person. There's a lot of jumping between planets in this one, for better or for worse. The Jango Fett fight is good. The ending fight between obviously Yoda and Count Dooku is good. I think it's been done better in the Star Wars games, that fight, and you don't get to do any of like the massive battle on Geonosis. You get to do all the battle in the arena bit, which is really cool, but nothing on the end. Again, I think will sit, no, it's going to go in the C tier, because it's just a little bit of step above episode 2. Next we have is stuff missing from this episode. The big opening space fight is missing, and again I remember that being in the other games. This episode is just a massive boss run, because there's just so many lightsaber battles in episode 3, and that is really cool, but it can get a bit boring. The fight against Anakin at the end is so cool with Obi-Wan, but it's very similar to Yoda and Darth Sidious, and you play them one after the other, and there's not much difference between them. Also, you have to switch to the droids sometimes in the Anakin and Obi-Wan fight, and that's just really frustrating. You don't need to have the droids in that epic fight. It's, again, the prequels are probably the worst ones which have translated over to the game, because there's just not enough content in there. There's stuff completely missing, and that's why they lose points. So this is going to go in the C tier, but it's going to go above episode 2. Next up we have episode 4, A New Hope, and this is really good. It translates really well. The humour in this one is fantastic as well. You play everything which you want to play. It seems really nicely paced. It's maybe a reflection of the film, but again, I'm not putting that in there. Everything which you want to be is here, except I don't think, and I can't remember this, I don't think you fight Darth Vader as Obi-Wan. I can't remember because I've been doing all the collectibles and I can't really remember that. If you do that, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure it just goes straight into the Death Star trench run at the end. But this is a solid S tier, as it just does everything which you want it to do. Next up, and the picture they've done for episode 5 is just a picture for episode 6 for some reason. I didn't personally make this tier list, but that's different. But this is episode 5, and episode 5 again does everything which you'd want it to do. It is maybe even more complete than episode 4. It is obviously the best film. Shouldn't have said that. But yeah, the fight versus Vader at the end is probably one of the best boss fights in the entire game. The Battle of Hoth is very, very good. Even going to Dagobah, which could be a boring bit, seems really cool. The bit where Han, Leia and Chewie and all the guys are running from the Empire is also a great level. There's a lot of great balance between vehicle and lightsaber battles and character sections. It is just a joy. And before this tier list, I actually had this below episode 4, but speaking about it makes me want to put it above it, so I'm putting that above it. Next up, you have episode 6. Most be in the A/S tier if it wasn't missing the Death Star run at the end. Like, you've got the contrasting parts, you've got the main 3 bits at the end, you know, Han and Leia on Endor, you got Luke and Vader and Sidious up in like the Death Star, and you have obviously Lando and the Millennium Falcon destroying the Death Star, and it's missing one part, and that makes it suffer a bit in the translation stakes. I found the fight between Vader and Luke to be very good. I found that the fight between Sidious and Luke and Vader to be a bit boring, so I'm actually going to put this in the B tier. Now we're on to the sequel trilogy, and as I said, we're not basing this on the films, we're basing this on how well the film is translated over to the game. And our episode 7 translates really, really well. Everything is there. You get to do the Starkiller base run at the end, which is really cool. There's not too much go here stuff. I actually really love the Raptar level, which means like allows you to switch between 2 parties and solve puzzles that way. The fight against Kylo Ren is good at the end. Everything which you want is here, and it's done very, very well. And I'm actually going to put that on the A tier. People probably disagree with this list. I've seen so many ranking of these episode lists, and they're all completely different. So there you go. Next up, we have episode 8, The Last Jedi, and it suffers from a bit of the prequels go here stuff, but not too much. Acto is not a good level, and you spend quite a bit of time there. The fight between Snoke's guards and Rey and Kylo Ren is really, really good. The fight at the end between like Luke and Kylo Ren is a bit tedious, and you swap between them because it's not really a fight. So The Last Jedi goes just above episode 2 because it doesn't really translate well to a game, and the Canto Blight is alright. One of the bits of the films which is not as well received actually plays quite well, but I don't think it's a film which translates well to a video game, which is probably why it hadn't been made up to this point or done as a separate game. And next up, and finally, we have The Rise of Skywalker. And this film, the film is chock full of action, so it actually really translates well to a game. There's almost too much action here, as you know, it moves so quickly. Everything is there that you want. It starts off well in the Falcon. The ending is alright, but the last battle is apes the Snoke guards as well, fighting the Knights of Ren. there's a lot going on in this, The Rise of Skywalker, and I actually think it goes above episode 6. It's very complete, it's very action-packed, and it's very fun. And there you have it. There is my ranking of episodes in the Skywalker Saga, Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga, and it is as follows. In the D tier we have episode 1, The Phantom Menace, then next we have episode 2, then The Last Jedi, then episode 3, then episode 6, then The Rise of Skywalker, then The Force Awakens, then A New Hope, and topping the list, which is unsurprisingly, Empire Strikes Back. So thank you for making it to the end of the video. I hope you have enjoyed it. Now all I need you to do is hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, share it everywhere, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and thank you for watching, and you have been watching Just Good Games.